So yes, I'm Sofia, head of unit for the Image of Sweden analysis unit at the Swedish Institute. And I'm here to talk about Sweden's soft power. And as I'm sure many of you know, soft power was popularized by Joseph Nye at the Harvard University. Given the definition, the ability to affect others by attraction and persuasion rather than coercion and payment. And I think that is exactly what what field Swedish Institute is operating. We are a public agency under the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. We were funded in 1945, so straight after the World War, when the Swedish state saw that we had to create relations and promote the image of Sweden abroad in Europe. And since then, I think it's become a much more greater part of the foreign policy in Sweden as well as in other countries. And the Swedish Institute, we cover many of the tools in the soft power toolbox. We produce communication for foreign missions abroad. We finance joint projects and projects for individuals. And we also try to build relationship with young talent in other countries. And of course, as you see here, digitalization has provided immense opportunities for communicating with people in other countries. SI is today responsible for the official communication, the Sweden channels in social media. And my job, together with my colleagues, is to analyze the image of Sweden abroad. So what is the soft power of Sweden? I will talk to you about three concepts: the knowledge about Sweden, the reputation, and also the influence. And when it comes to the knowledge of Sweden, this graph shows you that there is very limited knowledge. We heard before that in Germany, people have a concept of Sweden, but they barely know what Sweden is. In Poland, you can see that there is quite a large familiarity with Sweden. But when it comes to France, only 10% say that they are familiar with Sweden. And judging from international studies as the Nation Brands Index and the Soft Power Index, knowledge is the most important part to have soft power. If you see the rankings, you can see that all the countries that are well known in the world, they rank in the top in those soft power indices. Reputation, on the other hand, Sweden has a very, very good reputation. I heard before that in Germany, we have a good reputation, but when we look at Germany, we can see that we have an excellent reputation. The reputation is much greater than the size permits. The image of Sweden in general is very positive, and when we ask publics what they think about Sweden, they think about the Swedish innovation, they think about the Swedish society, and people have a clear idea what Sweden is and stands for, even though they don't know us very well. I will show you a little graph. Ice hockey is the thing. When we ask people in Czech Republic, they are saying ice hockey. ABBA is still the most associated feature for Sweden. IKEA and H&M, of course, contributed to put Sweden on the map. And Sweden had, back in the days, not only one, but two international car brands. That, of course, contributed to putting Sweden on the map as a country for technology investment. But I think, as many of you know, the media image and the image of Sweden is not the same. When we study what has been written about Sweden and what's been talked most about Sweden in media and social media the past year, it gives us a completely different picture. The most talked about event during the whole year is Sweden's application for NATO membership. We can see that is, if we would have looked at this 2 years ago or 3 years ago, we would have seen sports events, just like Anna said. We would have seen Eurovision. 2 years ago, we would have seen only COVID. But this year, it's mostly the NATO process. And also, in February last year, we saw the greatest disinformation campaign that we've seen towards Sweden and Swedish social services. We also saw the Quran burnings and the unrests that came after that. And all of those things it raises questions about what Sweden is today. I said that Sweden is very closely connected to the society and equality. Those are the questions that we get asked when people ask us about the Quran burnings. Is this the still same society? Is there still respect for different cultures in Sweden? And what about the neutrality that people, in other words, have heard about Sweden? So, lastly, the influence. I want to make a statement that Sweden is not very well known, at least not if you go beyond, further away from Sweden than in the Nordics. In the Nordics, we're very well known, but in other countries, no. The familiarity of Sweden the image of Sweden is very, very positive, and it's very clear. People know what to associate Sweden with, but the influence, if we ask people in other countries, do Sweden have influence in your country or in other countries? It's very, very low. So as Anna said, there's still room for improvement when it comes to the familiarity. So I don't think it's about changing the image of Sweden. We have to use the positive image, but we have to increase the knowledge about Sweden. Enhancing soft power does come with limitations. Of course, it's very costly. We know that Russia's invasion of Ukraine now has changed the world order. I was talking about disinformation. We have many, many obstacles that we have to see. But we do have to work with the knowledge. We do have to work with the attraction of foreign talent and foreign investments. But most of all, we have to work with building trust and relations. That is how we can go forward when it comes to disinformation. That is very costly for the government, but it's an investment for the country. Thank you.
Thank you for this elegant and very useful presentation. Who tells the Swedish Institute what image we like to promote?
Well, that is a very, very good question. We, as I said, we're a public agency under the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Although the government does not tell us exactly what to do, as for any other agency. What we try to do is portray different images of Sweden. You are a Swede, you can portray Sweden, and everyone else as well. So there is not one single image that we are portraying. Mm-hmm.
How do you measure your possible success?
Well, as I said, I mean, you can measure success when it comes to promoting a country's talent attraction, and when it comes to all of those hard things. That is easy to measure. You can see how much the investments come to Sweden, or how much talent, or how much tourism. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to building trust and communications, it's not possible to measure straight away. Mm-hmm. You have to have trust in the process. And as I said, you saw the campaign against the Swedish social services. We had invested in channels in Arabic, for example, and that was the only channel that we could use communicating to those publics. Mm-hmm.
But when it comes, for instance, to influence the view of Sweden in Turkey, are you working actively of trying to counter all the propaganda that comes from the president and his followers?
Mm. What we do in Turkey right now, we monitor, of course, what they are saying, or what is written in social media and in media. We don't have an active communication right now in Turkish. We do have an active communication in Arabic. That is also a community that is very active in these events. Previously, we had some projects in Turkey, but right now we don't have anything in Turkey.
You said we have low influence. Has it been higher in earlier times?
We've heard several people here talk about the history. I think we have a self-image that we are very well known, and that is the point that I want to make. We are not very well known, and to have influence, people have to know about Sweden. So I'm not sure if we've had more influence than we have right now.
40, 50 years we had a very active foreign policy through Olof Palme. We were trying to broker peace in different parts of the world. We were rather active on the international stage. Did that create an image that is more weaker today?
I think we've had that question now regarding the neutrality discussion that has been. I don't think Sweden has been viewed as neutral in many years.
No.
We're obviously a part of the European Union, and we're obviously we have that image of us. So I'm not sure if that exists anymore.
Pleasure to have you here.